Apologies. It's hard to believe that it's already session number 8, if I'm correct, of this fellowship. Thank you so much all for continuing on this journey and just for your commitment to yourselves, to the program, to each other. It's really appreciated. I would love so I know that today is Ideation Day, which is amazing and is always an amazing day for us at Arts in Medicine. And we are actually joined by some amazing faculty and speakers. I'm seeing some faces. Thank you so much to all of you for joining and listening in today to the pitch sessions. Hi, Amy, I can see you there. And also some of the Arts and Medicine team as well. What I'm going to do, just for ease, because we actually have quite a number of speakers this afternoon, is what I'll do is ask if you are the speaker for your group, maybe just add the number of your group to your name, and that will help for the tech team to identify you quickly, pin you, and for you to speak. I have everybody's presentations, so I can screen them from my side. So I'll just give you a couple of like a minute or so just to add your number of the group number to your name if you are the person that is speaking on behalf of your group. So today's session is going to be moderated by myself and also Tom Kellogg-Getzway. Tom, are you there? Hopefully I can see that he's logged in, but hoping that he's able to connect as well. You're on mute if you, there you go. You're still on, oh, you're having some difficulty with the mute.
Oh. Hello? Oi?
Yes, hi Tom, how are you?
I'm okay, and you?
Good, thank you.
Yeah.
Good, thank you so much. I've asked everybody, if you know you're speaking, put it in if you can put it as your name. So just edit your name so that, so maybe for Juliana Abassi on your name, edit it, put Juliana Abassi 11 or 11 Juliana Abassi. That way we can identify you quickly when it's time to spotlight you and for you to speak. We've shared ahead of today the order. So what we'll be doing is we'll kick off with the first half of the groups. They will present for 5 minutes, and then we will invite some of our guests to just make a couple of observations and ask a few questions if they need clarification. But I'll pass over to Tom. Tom, do you have the list of speakers?
Yes, I have the list.
Okay, so I'll pass over to you.
Thank you, Oi. Hello, fellows. Welcome to week 8, which is the Fellows Ideation Day, where we would like to hear from you, from all the groups, your ideas, the whys and the hows, and the impact that your project will probably make on your target group. So I'll be keeping the time, and I'll be calling the names. I have a list here from the main presenters. If the main presenter is not available, I hope the backup presenter would assist in that regard. The first group is group 1. I hope we can start group 1. Duru Victor. And your 5 minutes starts immediately when you start presenting. Victor, or Victor Duru.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, hello.
Yes, can hear you, Victor.
Okay. Sorry. Okay, so I'm presenting for group 1. And our major, we're going to be working on a video, to more like a step-by-step tutorial for this particular project. Now, the theme for our project is Arts to Recovery. That's the theme for our project. And the focus is changing the lives of cancer patients, in our words, based on different age groups. We're not limited to the age groups. It could be any age group. But based on we're focused on cancer patients. Now, these videos that we're going to...
Sorry, Victor.
Yeah.
I think there's some noise in the background which is disturbing us.
Okay.
Can we switch off our mics? Thank you. Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay. Now, in regards to the video, we're working on 3 major art forms, and we're working on dance, we're working on music, and working on creative writing. So what happens is that the dancers will pre-record a simple dance move, so that the patients will be able to recreate these same dance moves. And then the musicians also, they will pre-record a simple song that will guide the patients on how to recreate the same thing. The creative writers will also pre-record a song. They're also going to pre-record a creative form, a creative writing for the patients to follow. So it's more like a step-by-step procedure, like a tutorial. Now, while I go forward, I'm going to explain more. Now, these pre-recorded videos will be combined together in a fun way, an exciting way that will make the patients want to do what is being said in the video. So it will be recorded, it will be edited and combined to become one video. Now, these videos will not be actually long because they're just going to be step-by-step guides, just straight to the point guides. Okay, please the next slide. Now, the motivation behind this the project is the hope and a strong belief. We have hope and strong belief that art will be the most effective and easily available, easily accessible therapeutic tool for all type of illness worldwide. Now, because some people might not have they might not have resources or might not have access to some health care facilities or some things like that. But we want to make sure that art is their go-to when it comes to anything, when it comes to any illness, be it cancer, anyone. So art will be the easily accessible tool. That is our motivation. That is what we believe. And that is why we are focusing on this particular project presently. And also, the goal of this particular project where we chose is to uplift and motivate our patients, to motivate the patients to engage in different type of activities. Now, we believe that the setting of different words, if they can't go to the fun, then we should bring the fun to them. That is the idea. So it's to uplift and motivate them, to make them feel like, to make them understand that they can do a lot, even right where they are. They don't need to move around to do a lot. So it's to bring the fun to them. Now, also, it's to build. We also want to achieve something by building friendly environments. We want to change the idea that the hospital or any health ward is a place where you just go, you have serious issues or serious illness, you go, you are admitted, you stay in the bed. And so just want to change that idea. And by bringing different ideas, different interactions in the world, and also to increase awareness to hospital managers that art can be a part of the therapies they can provide. Arts can be a very good therapeutic tool So these are the three goals, the three main goals we are focusing on. And also now the major objective of the project, Art to Recovery, is to engage the patients in different types of art activities. And like we said, we're focusing on three. We're focusing on three art activities: dance, creative writing, and music. And also to teach the pediatric patients different art skills. Just like I said, they might have seen it on TV, they might have seen it somewhere, maybe in the paper or something. But now it's another thing entirely for them to engage in this art process, in this art form. So that is the idea. And also, to invite them to our Art in Medicine Festival to show them that they are not alone. They need to understand that they are not alone. So that is the idea, that is our objective for this particular project. Now, our major targets are cancer patients of any age group. Like I said before, cancer patients of any age group, 5, 10, 15, 20, as long as they are cancer patients, those are our targets. Now, the project location, we are going to be working online, international, because it's going to be a global thing. So it's going to be online. We're going to connect as a group online. That is going to be the location for this particular project. Now, the how of our project. Now, one thing is, when we discussed, we understood that art isn't recognized as a formal therapeutic tool in most countries. But the idea here is to use different forms across the world to produce beneficial effects. So we believe that doing this project will be able to be a big milestone to bring art in our world, hospital rooms, and show the world that it can be a sustainable way of healing. Now, quite all right, some countries of the world have imputed this in their system, but some haven't. So since it's going to be a global thing, we believe that by this, we'll be able to inculcate this into different words all over the world. And for this to be achieved, we have different representatives or moderators.
Thank you, Victor. Victor, are you still there? Can you hear me? Victor? Hello? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, let's go on to group 2. So
yeah,
after
let's go on group 2. Saha Mohammed, you have 5 minutes. Please stick to the 5 minutes. I think Victor went a little bit overboard. Group 2. Can you unmute Saha, please?
Maybe let's get the speakers to have their hands raised or have their names changed to their group numbers. Okay, so I see Sarah, perfect.
Okay. Hi, can I start now? Do you have the presentation?
Okay. Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Dr. Sahar. I'm presenting group 2. Our main idea, the project is it's called Healing Wounded Parents and Child Relationship, because our main idea to help parents and children with chronic illness in the process of the grief, while they are in the process of treatment, how we can ease the journey with them, to connect each other with them through this process of grief. In order to do this, we have a big team. Each of us have a certain role. We have a team leader, administration team, research team, media team, resource manager, and volunteer. Each has a certain job to be done during this period. It's shown in the table. And our motivation, actually, that we thought that most people care about the medical part of treatment, but not enough about the emotional well-being of both parents and children. Usually they are thinking of children, but very few thinking about the parents in the process of the treatment itself. There is usually this connection between children and their parents where each party are in a different stage. So our goal is to increase the quality of life for both children and parents, to help parents to cope with what's happening in a state of avoidance, to help parents and children understand what each other go through during the journey of treatment, to have better relationship, and to have better understanding between the doctor, parents, and children. The target audience, children with chronic illness, either they have cancer, diabetes, sickle cell anemia, and even special need children. And the most important thing, their parents. We choose the age group between 10 to 18 years because this is the teenager and they have many feelings inside. We will start with 5 children who have cancer and their parents. And the project will take place both physically and virtually. The sessions will start in the oncology unit in Burj Al Arab Pediatric Hospital in Alexandria, Egypt. But this model can be done in any other hospital in different countries who work with children with chronic illness and their parents. We will start by visiting the oncology unit and meet with the doctor to see who is the children and parents who can be included in this program. That we will do an orientation for parents and their children about the arts in health, about the stages of grief, and then we will do an art therapy session with those who newly diagnosed children who have they will have weekly art sessions, either using painting, making masks and beads, and they can take these things at home with them. So it will build the connection between them and the parents, and later on they can get back to them and remember the bond between them and their parents. And those who are taking chemotherapy and other treatment, the art sessions will be done every other week. We will do the feedback through videos and photos, which will be taken in each session. A questionnaire containing 5 questions will be given to the parents and children at the end of each month. And parents' response to each questionnaire will be measured on a scale of 1 to 5, while children, the questions will be measured using different emoji. Thank you.
Thank you, Saha. We beat the time by almost 2 minutes. Let's go to group 3. Omobola Akinsola, please. Omobola Akinsola, I hope I'm not butchering your name. If not, there's Susie Crossan.
Hello, I'm here.
Okay. Slide, please. Okay. Can you hear us? Akinsola? You can go ahead. Group 3? Oh, you are muted. Can you unmute yourself? Can we help her unmute?
Sorry, who's the speaker? Can you put your hand up so that I'll just, okay, I've seen it. Okay, good. Perfect.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I guess you can hear me now. My name is Omobola from Nigeria, and I'll be presenting for group 3, right? And you're all welcome to our presentation, and we hope that you have fun as you listen to our exciting projects. So can you put next slide, please? Next slide. So our project is titled The Healing Mandala, and back to the previous slide. Yeah, so our project is titled The Healing Mandala. Next slide, please. Okay, yeah, there. It's titled The Healing Mandala. And from those three words, you can get a central theme. It is centralized around the word mandala. So I'll give a brief overview of what mandala means and go further to explain the project. So our project is based on sessions of mandala arts, and mandala is a Sanskrit word for magic circle. Sanskrit is believed to be one of the oldest religions in the world, and it's a form of art where we have paintings or drawings or arrangements of circles or circle-like shapes, which are centered or organized around a central theme. And it is believed that painting or drawing mandala helps one connect. It helps one connect with oneself. It helps with self-reflection, and it helps to, express your idea of the universe and yourself. So I personally think of a mandala as an expression of my identity. So the mandala art has it's been acclaimed globally to have therapeutic effects on people that draw it. So for our project, we're going to be making mandala art sessions with teenagers. So we have decided to work with teenagers with different mental and physical health conditions, and we believe that it's a step towards healing, not just in a physical way, but for relief of emotional stress, right? So we have decided to select these because of the therapeutic effects of painting. We believe that art connects the mind and the body together. So that's what motivated us. Now I'm going to go into the possible impacts that these projects might end up, producing. And these impacts include self-esteem, self-awareness, improving imagination and creativity, while also decreasing stress and anxiety. And we definitely are going to measure the impact of this before and after our art sessions. Next slide, please. Okay, so our target audience are teenagers between 12 and 18 years with physical or mental health difficulties. So this presentation was submitted like a week ago. So here we hope to successfully pilot with a group of teenagers. And I'm pleased to announce to you that we have actually done the pilot already, and we're looking to have other sessions. So we had a pilot session in Egypt where we worked with teenagers that had a certain condition called epidermolysis bullosa. It's a skin condition where it's a very rare skin condition, and people with this disease get, they have very fragile skin and they can easily get injured with, very little stimulus. So we're able to work with these teenagers, and I tell you, it was amazing. We have, so the end goal of this project is to ensure that we have the projects carried on in different countries, and it's going to be a mixed design. Next slide, please, where we're going to have physical and online sessions. So our future plans is that an hybrid approach will be used, and it would involve working with individuals online and in person. Now, we've had a session in Egypt. In Nigeria, we're also planning to have a session with teenagers that are dealing with low attention span and memory loss. That's going to happen this week, and the end goal is not just to have the sessions. I mean, we are concerned about the sessions, but we also want to ensure that this project is sustainable and also inspires the world. So the end goal is that before the Arts Festival, we are going to have a documentary that the documentary would have resource materials, and it would be a recap of all the activities that we have done. So these resource materials would educate the general public on the effects and the impacts of mandala arts, and also motivate them to, you know, have sessions continually after the project. Now, in addition to this, we're not just recruiting our participants as recipients of the art sessions, we are also recruiting them like as ambassadors. So these participants, our teenagers, are going to be the drivers of our project. They're not just going to be receivers. So they are going to get copies of the video documentary and share with their fellow teenagers. So that way they're champions of the project, and they're going to upload on their social media pages. We know how teenagers are social media savvy. So they are going to go on and ensure, we work with them maybe every year to ensure that this project continues and is sustainable, courtesy of the Arts in Medicine Fellowship. Next slide, please. In conclusion, this is just like a representation of how we intend executing the project, and how we intend ensuring that it's sustainable. So we have identified the pilot group, we have organized and delivered the pilot session, and we have measured outcomes using anecdotal evidence. I mean, from the last session, we were able to discover how much impact the Mandala art sessions had on the participants. It was relaxing, and we can't wait to share with you our videos and our outcomes, and we can't wait for you all to join our sessions.
Thank you. Your time is over. Bye. Yes, can we have group 4, Carmen Martinez?
Yes, hello everybody. Ready to go? If you put on the PowerPoint. Yeah, if you don't mind putting the PowerPoint.
Apologies, the internet's acting a little bit slow.
Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Carmen Martinez, originally from Spain, but currently living in Dublin, Ireland. I'm delighted to be here today and to present our project idea on behalf of the Global Art in Medicine Fellowship Group 4. Our project title is Be Reborn Through the Power of Art. Next slide, please. Our mission as a group is to use the art to enhance the health and well-being of our local communities. Art has always been a powerful force. Human has always been moved, influenced, and touched by art. Art has the power to move individuals to social action, manipulate and influence, entertain and educate, and calm the mind. Our aim as a group is to embrace and utilize a range of art practices which will take place in community and healthcare settings. We have a shared focus of using the art to promote social inclusion and skill development. How are we going to do this? We're going to bring together the skills and priorities of both artists and health professionals within our team members. We will deliver 3 showcase workshops at this year's festival, and each workshop will include an interdisciplinary practice using different art forms and their related genres: dance, music, radio, literature, and visual art. On stream 1, our first workshop will mix dance, poetry, and music. On stream 2, we're going to be working with visual artists from Egypt and UK and Nigeria. And in stream 2, we're going to present a workshop which will include radio and comments, and that tend and has the goal to alleviate mental health problems. Who is our team? We have a multi-talented, diverse, and interdisciplinary, and back a slide, please. And to the other slide, please, Tom. Thank you. So we
The internet's acting slow, but I'm moving it.
Yeah, just the other one, please. Oh,
Sorry.
okay. So I hope.
Please let me still see it.
No, I can see it.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
No. Nobody can see it.
Are we back?
So we are just on the right one, yeah? So the bottom, yeah. Thank you. So I was talking about the team that we have, which is a group of multi-talented, diverse and interdisciplinary international people from Nigeria, UK, the US, Egypt, and here in Ireland. It's a group mix of health professionals, doctors, nurses, physiotherapists, and artists, dancers, writers, visual artists, journalists, and we intend to use everybody's skill in our project. Next slide, please. What motivates us? Our motivation is that we realize that since this pandemic started, it has been a rapid increase in mental health and other health-related problems among the general population and in our local communities. We have a common goal to demonstrate the importance of creativity and how it can help to alleviate mental health and other health-related problems. What are our objectives? We want to promote, enhance the health and well-being of our local communities by giving them access and participation into the arts. We want to improve mental health, develop a sense of belonging, resulting in an overall improved self-esteem and psychological harness. We believe there could be some possible outcomes and benefits to our program. Reducing the risk of mental health by lessening loneliness and social isolation by those who will be attending our workshop, giving hope to the hopeless and making their world beautiful through the use of art. We also believe that by using our movement and our dance classes, we could improve and manage mobility and physical and mental health condition. Next slide, please. Who is this project for? We are targeting 8 years old and above, and we are targeting everybody. We do realize this is going to be challenging, so for which we decided to start with a small group. But this group is going to include general population, mental health champions, people with physical and intellectual disabilities, people suffering from dementia. We're starting with a group here in Nigeria and in Ireland, combined and with the support and collaboration from artists from Egypt and the US. We're also in our workshop, on our visual artist workshop and our comic and radio workshop, we're going to utilize the skill of the artists from Egypt, US, UK, and Nigeria to develop and deliver those workshops. Next slide, please. The geographical target, our project is a hybrid project, which is going to be delivered online and offline, and it's international because all the members of our group are all across the world, and we already have started with our dance workshop to work together with between Nigeria, US, and here in Ireland. Next slide. How are we going to do this and making it sustainable? We're going to use the resources available to us in our local communities and countries. We're going to publish posters and we're going to advertise our workshop. We're going to begin by presenting at this art festival, and we're going to reach out for local and international institutions, which potentially will support our cause. We are appointing individuals to facilitate each activity. So thank you so much for listening to us, and looking forward to hear and to see you and to showcase the work that we're going to be done. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. Can we go to group 5, Victor Akinsola?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm ready to go.
Can we provide him with the slides?
Okay, can I go on?
Yeah, could you not see the screen?
No.
There's nothing in the screen.
Can you see it now?
Yes. Okay, so hello everyone. My name is Victor Akinsola from Lagos, Nigeria, representing Group 5. And what we're working on is an art therapy session or sessions. And art therapy is described as an expressive and creative form of therapy. And interestingly enough, our project is quite similar to Group 3's project. The only difference, if I might say this quickly, is while theirs is why the emphasis for theirs is mandalas, we have several more exercises that I'll be mentioning later. Okay, so it's supposed to be it's focused on art therapy globally to help teenagers and young adults to express how they feel, to manage their feelings in a more positive way, and it gives them the confidence to address past and present events in their lives. And like she also said, it helps generate or increase and improve their self-awareness and self-esteem. And please, next slide, please. Yes, like I said, we had previous sessions, even in our fellowship here, where we mentioned that a lot more people are going through, depression, anxiety, stress than we care to admit. Even we ourselves, personally, as members of this fellowship, as art facilitators, we also have a lot to express, a lot to let go. We have stress that we need to let go. So this is also a platform for us to express ourselves, to decongest whatever is going on in our minds, and it's also helpful even for mental and physical health. Please, next slide. Okay, yes, I've mentioned this already, and the age brackets we're looking at is 15 to 30 years. That's teenagers and young adults, basically. And we careful attention to young people with cerebral palsy experiencing anxiety also. Next slide, please. Yes, so it is going to be an online and on-site sessions or workshops. So while we have facilitators stationed in different places, Nigeria, Egypt, different places. Personally in Group 5 and even from the fellowship generally, we have people that are stationed to help and create stations where young adults and teenagers can come. The materials will be provided for them, and it's as easy as having just a black pen or and paper. And you are good to go. You can just have the guide of an art therapist, but there is no judgment. It's all you. Whatever you are able to express is perfect. Yeah, so we have installation videos where people can watch and learn. We have short videos where people can also understand what they're about to do. So it's not just telling you what to do. You're able to see what to do and understand what you are about to do. And we've had a short session where, and this was done in a hospital in Federal Medical Center, Lagos, and we had a few of our colleagues, medical personnel, come in, and after a stressful day, we led a session with them where they drew. And yeah, I must quickly mention this before I go on, please. The exercises that will be done in this art therapy are self-body states using watercolors, the Zentangles, the Zendalas, and the Mandalas. And that's why I mentioned what the Group 3 presenter said. So we were able to lead them in a session of self-body state using watercolors, like Zentangles, Mandalas, and Zendalas. And at the end of each of that session, they were able to categorically say that they felt really, really free, and the stress was just significantly reduced. So I think that's my last slide. Okay. Yeah, I've mentioned this as well. So what this does for the participants is it helps them get rid as much as possible of anxiety, of depression, of stress, of heavy feelings. And like I said, this is not just for everybody. It's not just for the people that we've said should be there, as much as possible, even for us that we are participants of this fellowship. So I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Akinsola. Let's go to Group 6. Aima Lijadu. Hope I've pronounced the name correctly. Aima.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Yes, you pronounced my name correctly. Thank you very much, everyone. My name is Aima again. Please, could we have group 6's slides?
Slides, please.
Great. Thank you, everyone. We have a short time, so if you hear my timer go off, you'll know what it is. Okay, so the slides have disappeared again. Need to reappear. Pause. Please bear with us as the slides come back up.
Can we back this? Can we get the slides back, please?
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so my name is Aima Lijadu from Lagos, Nigeria, and I am presenting Group 6's ideas today. Our project is titled Love and Encouragement to Families and Caretakers of the Sick. Next slide, please. So what is our project idea? The whole idea is in the title. Our idea is to come up with a short video expressing love to the families and caretakers of sick people. We realize that all the attention usually goes to the person who's unwell and the hospital setting, the nurses and the doctors, but sometimes the families can get left behind. I believe there's something similar that Group 2 also are doing. Each of our team members has the task of coming up with a short video recording of their idea of love and encouragement and care for the families and the caretakers of the sick. Something that we're going to present to them that will be uplifting and encouraging. We all remember some of the songs that have been anthems over the years for peace, for love, for freedom. This is what we envisage this video is going to be like when it's all compiled. Each member, as we said, the idea started with our group leader, George, and some of the others. We've all contributed with amazing ideas. There's poetry, there's calligraphy, there are going to be just videos with expressions of love. And we even have a poster. Somebody's preparing a poster. And so the idea behind words, sounds, and visual image. So this is really a production that we're doing. So next slide, please. Our desire is to reach out to the families, as we said before. We want to encourage the caretakers who are often left behind. We are convinced that this message would not only impact the caretakers, but even the patients as well as other people in their environment. We are certain that this message of love will reach so many people, will go viral, and will shift the atmosphere in hospital environments with renewed energy. Next slide, please. Who is our target audience? Our main focus is the family and the caretakers, regardless of age or gender. And our message is one of love and hope that cuts across. But like we said, we reckon that this video that we're going to produce is going to go beyond even the families to societies and communities to see, for them to experience that love that we're trying to pass on to caretakers. Next slide, please. Our project will be online and international. There'll be no borders, no boundaries to our project in terms of who can access it and who can benefit from it. Considering we have members from various nationalities and denominations, we're going to use English as our language. And we're going to, however, infuse it and intertwine it with different local dialects and various art forms. We are quite certain that our message of love will go far and wide. Yes, so I I think that's the last slide. Okay, last one. So each member is recording a 30-second video of an expression of love to the families and caretakers of the sick people of the sick, saying we love you in our local dialects. And we're going to merge all these videos into one. And it's going to be one love-packed clip with soothing instrumental music, which is going to be composed by one of our members. We also have amongst us soloists, those who can sing. We will then share the video across all possible fronts to reach as many people as possible, as we've said before. Our idea is sustainable because the message is timeless and the medium limitless. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Lijadu. We have come to the end of the first group of presenters. Let me say thank you to all the presenters, to all the groups, beautiful ideas that came out. Now we are going to a session where we are going to have comments and questions. Looking at my time is almost 14 minutes to the hour. And the next hour we are supposed to take the other groups. So I think we cannot all of us maybe suggest or question. We'll also have to use the chat box to do so. So
let's
take, yes.
let's invite Amy Turtle first, and then maybe Mr. Kunle, and then we'll see where we get to from there.
All right, no problem. Amy.
Okay, good morning, everyone from Cincinnati, Ohio. First of all, very good presentation so far. Inspired. There are a couple of points that I'd love to make to the full group, and then some specific feedback per group. And so for the whole group, what I would say is in your presentations, there's an opportunity to include and highlight evidence or research-based material for each of your projects. So many of these projects have been tested, tried, and true in different clinical settings. And just tell us a little bit more about that. What are the evidence and research-based statistics that support what you're doing? When you're offering something that's interdisciplinary or involving many art forms, it can be helpful, in my experience, to choose a specific theme that each art form addresses. For example, to choose a theme like resilience building and give the opportunity for the dance and the creative writing and the video engagement to explore one central theme or one central through line of specific. I'd say group one, the strength around connection and engagement and getting patients interacting with each other as well as their art forms. So I think this is very strong. And I think there's an opportunity for you to specify measurement on recovery specifically. Since you're focusing on recovery, how does this engagement or interaction impact recovery specifically? Group two, I think there's actually an opportunity in your group to increase your sample size. And so I love that you're specific and want to focus on 5 patients at first. And I wonder if there's an opportunity to increase the number of patients in your pilot study so that it can be replicable. I think you have a very strong presentation, especially the clarification around project roles. Was very useful to hear that the roles are so very clear. Group 3, the strength of your project, I believe, is using the teens as ambassadors for engagement. So let them tell their stories, letting them engage their this qualitative or
I think we're having a little bit of.
Amy? Ms. Tuttle, we can't hear you.
am I breaking up?
Okay, I think we lost her. I think she will come back. Can we have Mr. Kunle in the meantime?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. First and foremost, brilliant presentation from everybody. Terrific ideas, wonderful ideas. And we can't wait to see all of these ideas being implemented and the impact these ideas will have on the target population that you have in mind. Amy is back, so I'm going to excuse her to continue to speak so that she can complete feedback for you. Thank you. Amy, over to you, please.
Okay, thank you. Apologies for the interruption in my internet. What is the last feedback that you heard? Which group? I think I was speaking of group 4. So group 3. Okay, so I'll go a little more quickly so that we have time for Mr. Kunle as well, and I can put more details in the chat as well. So group 4, I think the hybrid delivery is a strength. So being able to do some virtual as well is engaging for more people. I think there's an opportunity in your group to pare down or specify the scope of your project. Right now it's a little wide. Can it get a little more specific? I see that we don't have feedback for group 3, so I'll just go back quickly. And then just checking in, how are we on time?
We have 80 more minutes.
On time, Amy, just continue. We're on time. Continue.
Okay, beautiful. So group 3, the strength of your project, I believe, is in engaging teens as ambassadors. So engaging teens in sharing their own experiences and engaging their peers. Whenever teens support a project and have a positive experience and reach out to their peers, programs grow. It's a really great way of doing word of mouth project engagement. And so I think that's a really engaging aspect. What I would love to see in your project, an opportunity for growth, is to move beyond anecdotal or qualitative measurement, move into quantitative measurement. For example, you might ask the teens to rate scale from 1 to 5, how much the impacted or increased their esteem. So group 5, let's see. So for you all, art therapy, I do want to just make a comment, and I'm sure this has come up in other sessions about scope of work and clarifying scope of work. So inside of our field, we always want to be certain and careful about when we use the term therapy. So if you are in fact licensed certified art therapist, then I think it's fine to call it an art therapy project. Otherwise, that's why the field of arts and medicine has created the language that we've created. So we say expressive arts or arts and healing or arts and medicine because it keeps the scope of our work precise and it helps the integrity of our field. I love that you created a safe space for expression. I think safety is really important, and especially inside of mental health-based work. I'd love to hear more about measurement, especially since your goal is stress reduction. What does that look like? How do you measure quantitatively the reduction of stress? amongst your participants? I think you can. I think it can be quite specific and would be interesting to find out. And then finally, group 6, this love and encouragement to caretakers. I think you're right. A lot of times in our field, we forget about the caretakers, and the caretakers are really shouldering a huge amount of the burden. Often what I find in arts and medicine is families are deeply impacted, sometimes more so than the patients, depending on the stage of life or the stage of illness. And I love that you have a really clear outcome, that your outcome is one video. It's very feasible. And I think you're right. I think that you have the capacity to replicate and share this video widely. And I wonder, your project to me seems the most difficult to measure impact because of the virtual nature of it. And I would love to hear your creative ideas for doing so anyways. How could you try to measure the impact of your video on caretakers specifically? That might look like an online survey or a link at the end of the video that encourages people to fill out a short survey about their experience as caretakers, but something wants to be included in your project about measurement as well. I think that's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. Mr. Kunle.
Wow, wonderful review from Amy. And I believe that you were all taking notes while she was making those feedback for you. I think it will be very useful for you in your the delivery of your various projects. I think it's very important. For group 1, I have like few observations, but I feel like there's so much you want to do. You were just like moving around. So I can't really find what you want to do. You want to do this with cancer patients and location, like specific location, like where do you have a specific hospital? Do you have a specific organization you want to work with? Specific is very, very key. Like, okay, we will do this, we will do that. I feel like you mentioned so many things. I'm like, okay, how? Like how? Do you have relationship with these people? Do you have them on ground? So I'm asking those questions, but I feel like your slide does not answer those questions. So I feel like you need to review your project, and you don't have to do so much. You know, we have overemphasized it, like you don't have to do a program that will impact the universe. Just start very small, have a sample size. Like some other people have mentioned, maybe like it's a project where maybe in the UK, in Ireland, and in Nigeria, and there are specific organizations already that you want to work with. So that means that you have existing relationship, or you have a proposed relationship in mind, and now you want to do something with them. So I want you to look at that and what you need to do. You spoke about the videos. You will share these pre-recorded videos with who? How? Is it through WhatsApp? Is it through? I don't know how you want to share the videos that you're making now. The output. How did they get to see it? Are you going to the hospital to share it with them? Who are you? Who's your point of contact? Like, so who is receiving these content that you have? How do you get them to the target population? So I feel like the group 1, you need to work on these very well. Then for group 2, I think Amy has actually mentioned some of the things I was going to talk about. And then, you know, I heard, I don't know whether it's group 2 or group 3 in terms of your project, like month 1, month 2, month 3. So the Art in Health Festival is 3 days event. Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that? That is a 3-day event. It's starting on a particular. Are you aware of the date that this festival will be happening? So probably that will help you to go back to your drawing board in terms of engagement, because your fellowship time will end October 3rd. Are you aware of that? Have you checked the schedule? So you don't have all the time in the world, right? So look at what we have for the festival. Okay, we have 3 days, this particular day, this particular day. So how do you fit into the time frame? Remember, specific, like short term and what you can do within the short time, that you can actually scale it up, right? But you don't have all the time. You don't have all the time in the world. Let me see. Yes. So for group 5, I heard that you're going to be sharing for group 4, I don't think I have anything for you. And also group 3, I don't think I have anything for you yet, because I think you've mentioned, you were very specific in your content, and I'm glad that you've even started the work already, which is very, very interesting, right? So I think it will really ease your engagement and the outcome of your work already. That's for group 3. Group 4, I don't think I have anything for you. Group 5, you did mention posting your videos on YouTube. Which of the YouTube are you mentioning? So is it a personal YouTube, or you want to use the YouTube channel for the Art and Medicine Fellowship or the Art and Medicine project? Like, being very, very specific in terms of where you want to share that from. Group 6, I don't think I have anything for you, but in all, I think you all have incredible ideas. Your ideas are very, very wonderful. I think the last group I mentioned that the project is cost effective. Like, I look at what you want to do. Also like time management wise, I feel like it's something that will not really consume so much time. You're very smart with the way you're trying to navigate with time management, and also how your deliverables. I think that was a very good one. And one of the things I didn't ask out of all the groups is okay, how do you fund your project? Because I never asked that. Okay, so we want to do mandala, we have this material, so within our group we have tasked ourselves, okay, there's the total budget for our project is $20, it's $100, and this is how we're going to use XYZ to do XYZ. So I didn't hear that, because like every project actually has a cost. Right? So you can give an estimate. You can even give an estimate for all of you. Oh, this project you want to do is estimated to be around $500. So when you are giving your reports, you can say, oh, the project we implemented is valued at $1,000. So put a value to your project. Right. Thanks so much. I see you that looking at me and saying to Mr. Kuloria Randall. We'll that over to you. I'm done. Wonderful job, everyone. Very proud of you. Brilliant. We blew our minds. We're very proud of you all. Thanks so much.
That's so funny. I wasn't looking at you. I was enjoying the conversation. So that was the look that you saw on my face. But yeah, it was really great for the first half of the session. Obviously, we're going to kick off with the next half of the session. And I believe that is group 7. Are we all set to go?
Yeah, hi.
Perfect.
Can you hear me?
Yes, let me just spotlight you. Perfect.
And the PowerPoint presentation, please. Anyway, while that's coming up, hello everyone. My name's Eki Archibong, based in the UK from Nigeria, and I'm representing Group 7 today. The title of our project is Nature and Expressive Art as a Catalyst for Self-Healing in Older People. So our focus is basically looking at the exposure to nature, the use of sensory and creative experiences to support well-being in older people, and to basically give them the tools to actually help themselves as well. We've decided to go on to this project because even though most of us do go out into the parks or into gardens or into the forest to basically feel at ease, we're not really recognizing it as an effective way of self-help in that form. So we're also focusing on older people and people who are over 50. And the reason we're doing that is because as much as we, the under 50s are able to sort of go out and do these things by ourselves, older people face a few more restrictions where it comes to health and barriers, etc. Can we move, please? The next slide. Okay, so like I said, we're motivated by the environment and the sensory products that the environment gives us. So the sense of smell, the sense of touch, the sense of sight and the colors that we see. And we know that this basically does have a good impact on people's health and well-being. If you can move on. Okay. So when we say we're sort of focusing on people who are over 50s, we're looking at people who have expressed that they've got mild mental health issues. This is because we're looking at this as more of a research project where we're basically going to look at just getting people out into nature. Forest bathing is basically being open to the effects of natural environment and using expressive art in those specific environments to encourage people to use these things as tools for self-help. And I think our intended outcomes is that at the end of the journey, we will now put together a book or a booklet that's with the artwork that's produced by the people that we're going to be working with. And we will then also create a report that shows these outcomes and helps to define and maybe helps to provide, let's say, a pathway that other people can actually use in different areas as well, to support people, to give them those tools for self-healing. If you can move, please. Next. So we're basically going to run 2 workshops. One in the UK, and that will basically be around forest bathing and art at the same time. We're going to be looking at working with people from, we're going to basically be working with people from community organizations, care homes, where we will go into the care homes and see how we can actually work with these people in their own settings or take people out to other places as well. We're going to run face-to-face sessions, but then we do hope to be able to engage with our participants online for feedback and for, outcomes as well. And the same thing again in Tanzania. Next slide, please. And basically, how are we going to do this work? So we have a team of people with different roles assigned, and obviously we're going to be doing a lot of research and reporting around forest bathing. And in the UK, we're doing some of the expressive arts activities in nature in Tanzania and any other location. We're hoping to use a lot of the photographers in our group to collate the visual information, visual content editing, picture book collation. We're going to do the report collation and editing. And at the end of the day, we're also going to provide the project evaluation and the book, the picture book that's going to be shared. We hope that the people that we work with will become our community champions, cascading the knowledge, cascading the impact, which we will collate through pre and post engagement questionnaires. We're also hoping that the proof of impact will be in the sessions in the book that we actually publish at the end, online publishing. Is my time up?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much.
All right, no wonder.
Thank you. So I'm going to go over to Gabby. Gabby, are you able to unmute or do I need to? Okay, there.
Unmute. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, hello. Hi, everyone. Let's wait for the little slides. All right. So This has been a great day so far. So excited about all of this. So as you know, I'm Gabby. I'm from Brazil. I'm based in Germany. And I am here today to represent Group 8 and our little project called Healing Wings. You can move to the next slide. So Healing Wings is a virtual art exhibition that celebrates the healing power of creative expression in all forms. Our exhibition will showcase works of art resulting from various workshops and art sessions conducted by our fellows in their own communities. So first of all, we have a group of people who are the art and workshop leaders who will be conducting workshops and collecting the artworks in different countries. Then we have the team that will be taking care of the gallery creation and social media, which is me and Lagoda, of course, curating with the help of everyone else. Then we have some of us taking care of graphic design. Nagla mainly, she's the one who created our beautiful little logo there. And I'll be helping along the way. And finally, we have a mentor, Lassisi, who has been incredibly supportive so far, and he'll be helping us along the way as well. But in a nutshell, our key deliverables for the festival will be a virtual exhibition space, which I'll tell you a little bit more about later, and a promotional Instagram page. We can go to the next one. So why are we doing this? In our first team meeting, we came together and we started thinking about, what brought us to this fellowship, what issues we hold very close to our hearts. And we immediately noticed a common interest in the use of arts as a powerful way to express ourselves, right? So with Healing Wings, we wanted to explore and celebrate the power of the arts in helping humans from all walks of life restore and enhance their mental well-being. So we are particularly interested in art making as a tool to help people express emotions that might be difficult to verbalize, to encourage self-reflection, and to help a person find respite and calm in difficult times. We hope in the end that this exhibition that we have inspires others to truly see the benefits art making and creative expression can have in one's mental health and well-being. And through our workshops and art sessions with different individuals, we hope to help them realize that creating art can help improve their mood, communicate unspoken feelings and thoughts, and finally, encourage a more optimistic outlook in life. Next one. So who are we targeting? So for the art workshops, we will be working with children, including with autism and adolescents for different fellows. We also have a group that will be working, or actually has been working with borderline personality disorder patients between 20 and 40 years old. I'll also go into more detail with these groups later. And the virtual art exhibition, obviously, it is for our community and beyond, since it's online, it's very accessible to the entire world, hopefully. Next one. Where is this happening? Obviously, the virtual online exhibition is, well, online, I just said it. We are using a tool called Kuhn's Matrix, which our mentor actually introduced to us. It's basically a tool to build a 3D showcase. So basically like a 3D physical space that you can walk around as if you were walking around in a gallery. So that's why we're going to curate our art that comes out of the workshops. And the in-person art collection will happen across Egypt, Nigeria, Uganda, and Tanzania. Next one. So how are we going to do this? We have group number 1, which is Dr. Esra, Khalud, and Nagla, who will be leading, or have led already, I think, painting sessions with borderline personality disorder patients in Egypt. And this group is actually they're working also on a case study that looks at using drawings of patients to know a little bit more about their pathological symptoms. So that's a really cool and exciting aspect of our exhibition. The second one will have Sekito, who will be leading creative journaling sessions with children in Uganda. Also really cool. We have Ayomid, who is a musician who will be playing popular music to children in Nigeria. We have Dr. Grace, who will be leading an art session with children in Tanzania. We have Kikome, who has led also already, I think, art learning sessions with youth in Uganda. And finally, Helen, who will be leading art sessions with children in Nigeria. So basically, all these workshop leaders will share the artworks, of course, their explanation and context, and the process documentation, pictures and videos, of course, with consent from the participants and or their families. And basically, Lagoda and I will be curating and preparing this virtual art exhibition with all the received artworks, of course, as a collaborative effort to put this all together. And we'll also be sharing our process documentation in our Instagram page, which we should probably share with you soon. It's empty now, but we'll fill it with content very soon. And yeah, I think that's basically it. looking forward to it. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. I'm right under, just you have 10 seconds left, I think. So let's go on to group 9. Let's see if I can find the speaker. Is that Ria? Is that you?
Yes, hi everybody. I am Ria. I am representing group 9, and while we're waiting for the presentation to come up, I'm just gonna say it's very hot in Bloemfontein. Summer is in full force. We skipped right past spring. So I hope you guys are having lovely weather wherever you guys are. Yeah. Thank you. So we are doing a project called, that is titled Once Upon a Trauma, Uprooting the Legacy. And this is our group 9 project. You can go to the next slide. All right, now this project called Once Upon a Trauma, Uprooting the Legacy, is a project on generational trauma. And basically generational trauma is exactly what it sounds like. It is trauma that is not only experienced by an individual person, but trauma that can affect and also extend to every generation. Now, the reason why we're doing this project is because these traumas end up becoming societal norms and familial traditions, and they continue to basically continue the cycle of pain and destruction, basically in people. Because we had this in mind, we decided to do a short documentary film, which has the potential to become a docu-series in future years. But this film will basically take a very mockumentary format or medium, and this will enable us to use fictional examples and also use drama and humor to drive important points related to generational trauma and how it affects people. And there's 5 very important things that we would like to achieve. We would like to make people more knowledgeable on the issue of generational trauma using the arts. We want to give them tools on how to identify it within themselves and within their families. Also to try and destigmatize their experiences, because generational trauma is such a societally accepted type of trauma. Most people are seen to be like drama queens when they actually try and affect change regarding that kind of trauma in their communities. And also we would like to give people the methodology or methods in order to heal and restore and break these cycles of trauma. Next slide, please. Now, I want to give you guys a simple scenario. Imagine 150 years back, a woman cuts up pieces of meat, cooks half and then throws half away. She then decides to teach her children the same methodology. So years and years and years and years later, 150 years pass, and then now somebody has to investigate, hey, why did my great-grandmother only use half of the meat and throw the other half away? Only to find out that the woman, first of all, only had tiny pots, and second of all, did not have a fridge. And that's basically why it's important to investigate generational trauma, so that we don't throw half of the meat away that we could use, which is a waste. And also so that we know that the reasons why certain things happened in the past was solely on the basis of adapting and changing to the environment that occurred. Now, another reason why generational trauma it's so important for us to do this project is because we're surrounded by it. Generational trauma is essentially everywhere in every community, and it's so rarely recognized, so it isn't completely a global issue. That's why our objectives are to raise awareness of the prevalence of the problem and its impacts, to address possible solutions via arts, and also to elaborate on the trajectory of the problem. Next slide, please. And we're going to target 18 and older individuals, as well as other arts and health practitioners, with the understanding of the importance of mental health first aid. Next slide, please. And we're going to do this on Mozilla Hubs by building a virtual art cinema. Next slide. And we're basically going to be identifying different kinds of trauma in our communities and basically questioning certain things and trying to destigmatize this. Now, in order to formulate this entire mockumentary, we do understand that we can create a public call or challenge in order to create sustainability for the project and to create awareness. So this could be a docu-series in the form of an anthology series. It could also be developed into poetry films and play scripts with the original interviews. So there is a plethora of things that you could do to increase. But basically, I hope you guys come and watch our mockumentary, Once Upon a Trauma, Uprooting the Legacy. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rhea. Thank you, really interesting. I know that we're gonna have lots of questions and comments after we've gone through all the presentations. I'm trying to find, I've lost track of what groups we're on. Group 10, do I have group 10 speaker? This is what happens when you're trying to be tech and so group 10 is speaking. Just put your hand up for me, then I can find you easily. Oh, perfect.
Hi, everyone.
Perfect, thanks. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great, thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Zhiyuwen Gabrielle. I'm from China. Currently based in the US, I am a PhD student at the University of Arizona. I am the presenter of Group 10, and our project title is called Small But Happy Things in Our Lives. Next slide. Thank you. What is our project? This is a video project about the small but happy things in our lives. Very simple, straightforward, and easy project. Next slide, please. So why are we going to do this project? Well, since the COVID-19 pandemic is affecting in our world, unfortunately, many people died because of it. The pace of our society slows down. The economy of our world has been badly affected. People are quarantining in their homes. This may be the longest time that we human beings to be alone and think of the meaning of life. I'm sure many people, including myself, have been thinking this question: what is really matter in our lives? Is it money? Is it your job? Is it something you're longing to buy? Is it your health or is it your family? What is the thing that really matters to you? I think as human beings, we need to step back and take a moment to really think about that. Because looking back to history, we human beings have been obsessing with big achievements. We went to outer space, we conquered high mountains, we dived into the biggest sea, and now many of us lost the battle to COVID, a nanometer size of a virus. We are beaten by the smallest thing in the world, which I think we should take a break from aiming high and big. We should take this opportunity to slow down our pace, to focus on the small, to just feel the feeling of being. So I suggest we need to treasure small things in our lives and start living at the moment, such as to treasure a cup of coffee, a flower, a bird singing on a tree, a rainbow, a raindrop, a smile from a stranger, or even simply just a thank you. Because those small things matter. They consist our daily life and make us human. Next slide, please. So the target audience is simply just everyone. Everyone that is making the video, everyone that in the video, everyone that watching the video. Next slide, please. And it is an international project since our group members are living across the world and the location depends on each group member. They can shoot a video in wherever they want, and it totally depends on each group member. Next slide, please. So this is how we are going to do. Every group member uses their cell phone and camera to film a small but happy thing in their lives. And then we collect their videos and combine them and edit them into one video, accompanied by the music and slogans, which also contributed by our group members to advocate the concept, which is to encourage people to treasure the small but happy moments in their lives. So this is what we're going to do. Actually, most of our group members have already handed in their videos and we are about to combine and edit them together. So yes, this is, so far it's going pretty well, and this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, I was on mute there, talking to myself. Okay, so let's get the speaker for group 11. Let's see if I've got the names. Is that Juliana? Maybe just put your hand up for me and then I can unmute you.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. I'm Juliana Obasi from Lagos, Nigeria, and I'm representing Group 11. I'm glad to be here. Great presentation from everyone. I think with the last group, great presentation from everyone, Group 10, Group 9. I'm so glad. Okay, thank you. So our project title is We Chill. Just a moment, please. Thank you. All right. So our project title is We Chill for Group 11. Next slide, please. So what is We Chill? We Chill is derived from the word women and children, the first two letters, women, children, so We Chill. And Group 11 hopes to bring relaxation and positive change to vulnerable women and children across the world. We may not change the world with one giant leap. We believe in doing so with small, consistent steps. So our project is a 4-part simultaneous activity that looks to focus on therapeutic arts, music, dance, and storytelling in Nigeria, craft and storytelling in Egypt, therapeutic arts in Uganda, dance therapy and storytelling in Costa Rica. How? Next slide, please. So we are a team that is separated geographically, hence we choose to take on projects in different locations, but with one goal in mind, to bring relaxation and positive change to vulnerable women and children. Why are we doing this project? By the United Nations, there are over 150 million street children in the world. Vulnerable women and children on the streets make up a huge part of our population. You would notice if you live in local environment, you would see how there are some children, young children on the road. There are women with them sitting by the roadside, either begging, either looking for means to survive. You see young children hawking most of the time. And changing lives of these women and children is key to healing and restoring the world. The impact is to bring smiles to their faces, therapizing and healing people using our creativity to heal and restore them. Next slide, please. Who are we looking to impact? So our target audience, as I mentioned earlier, women and children. That's what formed the name WICHIL. So women within the age range of 16 to 45 years and children within the age range of 4 to 16 years. Our impact reach and proposed sample size is 10 to 15 beneficiaries, direct impact. That is in each country. We hope to benefit. We hope to reach out to 10 or 15 young women and children. And then overall, we hope to reach out to 50 to 80 beneficiaries. That is our indirect impact. Next slide, please. Why are we looking to execute our project? Of course, due to geographical locations, we'll be looking to execute the project in 4 countries simultaneously. That is Nigeria, Egypt, Uganda, and Venezuela. And it's definitely going to be an international project. So in Nigeria, next slide, please. We are going to be doing our modus operandi. We'll be doing a needs assessment. We'll reach out to specific communities to carry out needs assessment in a bid to ascertaining how best our projects can impact lives. Can we go back to the last slide? I wanted to mention this before I mentioned that. Thank you. So in Egypt, we have the Atfal Bella Mawa, that is the Homeless Children Initiative, and then the National Institute of Egypt for Mothers of Cancer Children Patients, and Ebda Mona Elibari Foundation. Ebda Mona Elibari Foundation. Mona is one of our team members, and this is her foundation. So we are looking to collaborate with this institution to work with them and then reach out to vulnerable women and young children. Next slide, please. So, of course, as I mentioned earlier, we are looking to collaborate with organizations that are working in line with similar projects to ours. It might give us a wider reach and even an alternate source of funding. So we are not looking to go on the streets by ourselves and reaching out to these women, because we understand that sometimes they have fears, they have concerns, and they may not be willing to be so open. So we are going to collaborate with institutions and organizations, as I mentioned earlier, in Egypt, in Venezuela, in Nigeria, and in Uganda. The execution, we will be showing care by teaching dance, by teaching storytelling, and achieving design deliverables for respective countries. Our sustainability plan will be, of course, through the partnerships that we are going to have with organizations that are in line with what we are doing. This is One Small Step for Man and One Giant Leap for Mankind by Neil Armstrong. Next slide. I think that's the last slide, though.
Yes, that's the last.
All right, thank you very much. That's the end of my presentation.
Thank you so much, and thank you to everyone that's spoken this afternoon. I'm gonna pass back over to some of our experts. So this time around, I think I'll kick off with Mr. Kunle and get some feedback for the last 5 groups that we've witnessed.
Thanks so much, Oinda. Wow, I don't think we are ready for the terrific project all of you have actually come up with. And I believe that Amy will agree with me in terms of the project that we had last year and what we have now. I would say that some of the projects you guys have are wonderful. For group 7, I don't think I have any feedback for you. Group 8. So I'm trying to find out. I know you mentioned like art exhibition. I love the spirit of the fellowship that you have in your project. I love that diversity, the framework. It's so detailed and such a wonderful one. So I'm looking at the time of creation. So like, when do you expect all of the fellows you mentioned to create their body of work, and like execution too also? And when is the exhibition? So is the exhibition going to come up during the festival? So I want you to look at that, because you were not specific with the time. Like, okay, by so time, okay, since the festival is starting this time, so by this time we must have done this. Like, give us like from point A to B to C to D. Give us that journey. So which I think is missing. I can't really find that. So I want you to look at that and being able to tell us in your project. From group 9, also terrific project. apart from the filmmaking, you mentioned like exploring art forms, like what specific art form are you talking about? I love the fact that you have a focus on trauma, because like you have given us a team that you're working and which is very good. I also love the idea of the filmmaking and the mockumentary. I don't know what you call it, but it's such a very good one anyway. So apart from the filmmaking, what other art forms are you exploring? Be very specific in your communication. For group 10, you mentioned videos. I mean, wonderful. We love the simplicity. I love it because, you know, we are always chasing something. We are always chasing what's the next big thing, and they will never slow down. We don't even get to appreciate anything. But I mean, you've reminded us, all of us today, the importance of being grateful for small things in our life, because sometimes we think that the big things are the big deal. The big things are not the big deal. So happiness is a small thing that we have, and I personally love that. And I also love the fact that your project is like budget friendly, kind of, in a way. It's also like cost effective. And then, so I was going to ask you, like, you mentioned like you're going to collect the videos, you're going to curate the entire video into one single, maybe documentary, I don't know, which is very nice. And maybe if you're able to share the videos and maybe ask some of the fellows to share the video, or you can even like distribute the videos to other global fellows like yourself and ask them to help you share the content, and they probably use hashtag, and then with hashtag, and it's easier to track. I mean, the reach of the video, right? So that's a very good one. I thought you must have curated all this video. Do you intend to like, of course, maybe submit it to us? I don't know, so that we can actually put it on the YouTube, so that we can continue to share and other people can just benefit from it. Great one, very good one. For group 11, I love the fact that you have identified partners for your project, which is very, very cool, which is very good, because I feel like for something like this, you need to find out who you want to work with, and then that will make your job easier, rather than you want to do something and that you have existing partners or prospective partners, people might be interested in what you want to do. But I feel like you were able to like articulate and show us that in your project. But generally, like I said before, for everybody from group 1 to group 11, one of the feedback I want to give you is like, value your projects. So I'm saying like value your project means that, oh, we are not giving you money to do anything. Let's establish that. But tell us, oh, this project is estimated at this amount. And then, but we'll not get to appreciate how you've been able to improvise, navigate. You know, sometimes people are not able to execute project because the capital is a challenge. But now, without even big capital or big grants, but you're able to still do something. So tell us how much you're doing. So put a price to your project from group 1 to group 11. Put a price, put a value to it. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mr. Kunle. Really good feedback there. And yeah, let me hand over to Amy and see just get some of her insights as well.
Okay, yes, thank you. So I'll start this time with overall feedback and then offer some specific group feedback as well. So first of all, I'd say as a cohort, there is an opportunity to measure cross-cultural impact. And so what are the common human experiences that you're discovering, and really using your assets of cross-cultural connection to determine how are we making human impacts. So cross-cultural human impacts, I think, wants to be measured. Scope and specificity. So across the board, I'm hearing consistent opportunities to specify the scope and impact of your project. The more specific that you are, likely the deeper impact you will have. Measurement matters. We're at a really critical moment in our field where we're still determining the value of arts and medicine, so measurement matters. I love it when I hear pre and post engagement or pre and post evaluation. And I think, something I've noticed in our field is that we have the opportunity to use the arts and be creative about how we measure, So think creatively about measurement, and it does matter. It's a huge part of the communication and development of our field. And then the other thing overall that I want to offer to our whole cohort is to think about process and clearly identifying the methodologies of art making. And so I'm talking about the steps in the process. I'm talking about integrating this concept of art as metaphor. I'm talking about integrating best practices for arts and healing methodology, how it is that we're specifically guiding sessions, and so specifying our process as well. All right, so group 7. Group 7, I think the strength of your presentation and your project, your proposal, is that it's sensory based. I like this. It's one of the first times we've heard about the senses, and then also engaging ecology or nature in medicine. I think this is essential for people. Forest bathing, there's actually a lot of research and best practices related to forest bathing and the connection between forest bathing and expressive arts. So great, specific. The virtual space, when you offer virtual opportunities, I think this is really where you have the opportunity to measure cross-cultural impact and to ask, what was it like for participants in the UK and in Tanzania? What were the common experiences? And perhaps that tells us something about human nature and our connection to ecology. And I think it would be very compelling to find out what those points are, what's in common and what's different. What's different? Are there cultural differences in how we experience nature and healing? And let's talk about that. Let's hear about that. The anthology as a final project is also strong, and I like the accessibility of it, that it will be virtual. Group 8. Your visual content for your presentation was so excellent that I have high confidence in your capacity to curate an excellent exhibition. I cannot wait to see it. I want to see more measurement. I think you have the opportunity to measure your project and its impact, and also to include evidence-based practices. Why are you choosing these processes? What evidence exists already inside of our field to back up your work? Group 9, this is an excellent project in my opinion. I think that generational trauma is, in a sense, the water that we all collectively swim inside of. Generational trauma looks different in every culture, for every race, for every economic group, and it is genuinely cross-cultural. So I think you've tapped onto a cross-cultural human experience. It's essential. And it is also, I agree, it's one that we have less collective awareness and consciousness around. So I really hear your project as a consciousness or awareness raising activity. And so I actually think about it as art as activism. I think there's an activistic perspective that's coming into your project. I'd love to hear more methodology integrated into your presentation. So there's an opportunity for describing what is the process specifically around destigmatization and healing. So you mentioned multiple times giving people resources for healing. What are those? Do we have global resources for generational healing? Are they accessible? If so, what are they? How can people engage with them? So often I think when we create something that is collective, that raises awareness around a problem that maybe was under the surface before our experiment, we do need to offer resources to people to start to address the trauma that they start to notice. So if you become very aware of your own generational trauma, but you don't know what to do with it, that can become an even deeper trauma. So what resources? We have a lot of resources. What are they? And how can we make them available through your documentary process? Group 10. I love this project because it's simple and it's deep. I think what I was hearing in your presentation was mindfulness and the opportunity to really explore the role of mindfulness in storytelling. So I hear a storytelling outcome, and I hear a focus on mindfulness. It's related to the impact of the pandemic on our collective experience. So then I think you can use mindfulness best practices to support as evidence-based pedagogy for your project. So really focus on mindfulness. I didn't hear anything about measurement, and I would like to. So include something about how will you measure the impact? Why does this project matter? What do you hope the impact will be? How do you plan to measure it? Overall, I think with our video-based projects, there's an opportunity as a fellowship cohort to discuss how to be creative about gathering quantitative and qualitative measurement data from your projects so that you know what kind of impact that you're having. Finally, group 11. First of all, I love the name, very clever name. We Chill is catchy, made me smile immediately. And I love that it's a combination of women and children. It's the first time I've ever heard somebody put those together and come up with We Chill, and I like it. I think it's good. Your major opportunity from my perspective is to both strengthen and specify the central theme. So since you're combining so many different art forms in so many different contexts, countries, places with different practitioners, I think we really need to see a specific process. So for example, you can specify what you're measuring. Perhaps that's something like stress reduction for women and children related specifically to economic pressure or related specifically to mental health challenges. And then I think you also could refine your process so that each practitioner is using the same art making process with a different art form so that there's a through line. So I think that's what I heard was an opportunity to coalesce your project, is to come up with a central process and to specify your central theme or your purpose. A strength of this project is collaborating with specific and existing organizations. It was great to hear who you're working with and why you're working with them. For all of us, it's always a strength to collaborate and work with our local existing institutions and groups. I think that's it for me for now. Thank you for these excellent presentations. I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth within the field, and I'm excited to hear about so many excellent projects. It will be very, very interesting to see how these play out in the festival and how you continue to collaborate towards excellence together.
Thanks, Amy. Thank you so much to both you and Mr. Kunle for the feedback. I believe that, although some of the feedback was specific to certain groups, I'm sure that every group can take on actually a lot of the knowledge and the information that you've been able to share with us. I think it's important, like you mentioned, thinking about measurements, monitoring and evaluation. And the broader your net is, the broader your focus is. And I did notice some projects had very, very broad focuses, the harder it is to be able to measure that you've actually made an impact and to be able to repeat. And we did speak about sustainability. So the much more refined your project is, the easier it is for you to measure it, and the easier it is for you to repeat it and for it to be sustainable. So I realized that the festival is coming up very soon. So the dates are, I believe, September 19th to 25th, if I'm correct, Mr. Kunle?
What did you say?
The dates of the festival.
So the festival is supposed to be like from 19 to 25, but what we had in mind was maybe 3 days, say 19, 24, and 25. But
Okay.
if you feel like maybe within those 3 days, you can plug in your activities, maybe you can still look within that time frame that we have, 19, 20, 19 to 25. And one of the things I want us to do probably is to have meeting with the various subgroup leaders, because we need to curate the entire project into one calendar, and that will really like help them in terms of like, okay, some people would have done like their project even before now, and then maybe when they want to present, when they want to showcase, those who are collecting stories, those who are collecting, you know, different videos, and they want to showcase, they want to show us, and then so it's easier to now have them present. So I think it makes more sense if we are able to have a meeting with the various group leaders so that we can curate all of this into one single event, and then of course we can invite people from outside to get to experience some of the things that our fellows have curated and created. And so it's more global in participation and execution as well.
Great, thank you. So so we're looking at the delivering that between September 19th to 25th. The subgroup leaders will be contacted in order to finalize. Yeah, they'll meet this week, okay, in order to finalize the dates. So I hope everybody leaves this meeting kind of already thinking about how you're going to be able to execute your plans.